Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Ready to Love Miami episode 10 entitled The Dating Game. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around and keep all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. We pick up right where we left off, the elimination process and Tommy stepping in to make the final decision. He explains that the search for love is a process and you have to be present. With that being said, LJ is just not ready to love. LJ made his decision by not showing up. He addresses the camera saying, LJ, I wish you the best. Then Sampson and Swayze rejoin the group. Afterwards, Mike teases Brandy that she looked nervous but did a great job. And of course, Kayla watches with side eyes. Tranika is a little sad though that LJ has been eliminated as LJ was her strongest connection. The remaining 10 still have some time to get to know one another, and the men now have the power again to eliminate. It's time for the dating game. How well do you know your connection? Kadian is confident that she knows a lot about Swayze, the prize and exclusive date. Jamala says to production, oh no, a game? All I can think about is I've been drinking, but I know Randall. Each person has to choose a person in which they feel they know best. The first question, what does Swayze want more? A big family or big bank account? Kadian answers big bank account, which is incorrect, placing them out of the game early. Tranika and Jamala answer for Randall. What does Randall like the most? Romance or Netflix and chill? Tranika says romance while Jamala answers Netflix and chill. And that's incorrect, causing Jamala to be out of the game. Randall says to production he's surprised and disappointed that Jamala got the question wrong. That question is something that she's asked me before. Now the final question for Tranika to answer about Randall. How many serious girlfriends has Randall had? Less than 2, 2 or more, 3 or more. Tranika answers 3 or more, which is correct. There are a series of questions which are quickly braced over until Brandy is out of the game for Mike and Tranika getting out of the game for Randall. Even Shareese is out of the game when it comes to knowing what Sampson's shoe size is. She jokes to production that it would take a whole lot more dates for her to know his shoe size, if you know what I mean. Kayla finally strikes out when she doesn't know what college Mike went to. He didn't go to any college, so it was a trick question. Tranika and Kayla answered the same amount of questions correctly, so now they must go head-to-head to win a special date with their connection. Kayla says to production that the more answers I get correct, Brandy gets more aggravated. It's becoming more evident to her that Mike and I really do have a connection. Also, everyone's so-called top connections are dropping like flies. The question to Tranika to answer for Randall, is Randall a breast or thigh man? And Tranika says breast, which is correct. Back to Kayla to answer for Mike. What is Mike's zodiac sign? And Kayla answers correctly, Pisces. Brandy then shouts, I don't like this game, hurry up and finish. Tranika then answers for Randall. What is Randall's favorite drink? And she answers correctly, an old-fashioned. The question goes back to Kayla. What is Mike's favorite ice cream flavor? And she answers incorrectly, chocolate. That makes Tranika and Randall the winners of a special date. Randall is happy as that will give them more quality time. But Kayla says to production that Mike and I were so close to winning, and Tranika and Randall win? That's such a waste of a good date because everybody knows that they have the weakest connection in the entire house. When Randall and Tranika arrived at this so-called special date, Randall is disappointed. There wasn't anything like Tommy described, and I'm still waiting on those amenities. Although Tranika seemed excited and says, this is so my vibe. They start with a cleansing of the spirits, taking their shoes off and allowing their essences to connect. Even though this type of date isn't what Randall wants, he's happy that she's into it. She explains that she couldn't tell if he was excited they won for the date or because he doesn't know how to express his feelings. She's a woman and wants to hear that he's interested. The next phase of the date is eye gauging. The moment is relaxing and you look deeply into someone's eyes. Tranika could tell that Randall had a hard time time focusing, but she then massaged his legs and feet to help him relax. Randall says to production that it's unfortunate that their connection is getting stronger so late in the game, but what they're feeling is surely more than a friendship. Brandy says to production that while everyone is having fun, cooking, and talking, I noticed that Kayla really isn't engaged with anyone. She has several connections, which is totally fine. I'm not saying you can't have more than one connection, but no one has placed her as their top. Kayla says to production that I noticed that Mike and Randall don't even acknowledge me for the evening. They don't check up on me, they don't see how I'm doing, and now they can see that it's affecting me. They don't even care. As Randall and Tranika tell everyone about their date, Jamala is coming to grips to just let the night flow, and though Randall will have to make a decision soon. Sampson says to production that Shareese and I still have a lot of things to work on. And Shareese says to production, we have a lot of work to do, and I'm not sure if Sampson is really into me. Randall and Jamala talk, and he wants to reassure her that how he feels is genuine. But then Jamala gets direct with her comments. He's going to have to make a decision, and how he feels about her. Do the other women know that? Jamala says to production that someone's feelings needs to be heard. If he can't make a decision, I can move to the side and make that decision for him. Everyone packs up to leave, and Brandy feels that she had a great time. She noticed that Tommy asked Kayla, what is the bond between her and Mike? And Kayla responded, we have an understanding. So I think they should run with that and allow Mike and I to continue with our connection. Tranika says to production that my connection with Randall is still in question, and I don't know what's next. Kayla says to production that the trip was a waste of my time. Neither one of my connections tried to connect with me, and I'm ready to go. As I'm leaving, Mike pulls me to the side saying, hey, I know how you feel, I apologize, and I don't want to lose you, and over time we can figure things out. That's so weak. And he says it after the other girl leaves. It's like he had to wait to see if the coast was clear. But I want to see where this goes, so, Shareese invites Sampson to her place of business for a facial. One of the topics that they discussed when they first met was his skin. Shareese says to production that a lot of people find a facial therapeutic and relaxing, and a lot of people open up to me more when they get a facial, so maybe Sampson will become more open. We learned that Sampson really doesn't cry, and maybe that he should more. The last time he cried was over a decade ago when his dog passed away. After the facial, she shares some champagne in hopes that they will connect. She is honest. There's still so much she doesn't know about him. They have spent a lot of time with one another, but he still has a wall up. When she tells him how she feels about the guard being up, Sampson is frustrated. It's only been a few weeks in, and things take time to get to know a person. Sampson says to production that everything she's wanted to know about me, I have answered. When someone comes in for a facial, they go into the salon to relax, right? Now I'm not relaxed, and I feel uncomfortable. Shareese says to production that everything can't be surface level with a person, and I can just tell he still has a wall up. Kayla goes on a date with Randall, and she doesn't know how this date will go. How are things since the house? And Randall is now confused on how to answer some of her questions. Now Kayla feels that this connection is now even weaker. Randall tells Kayla that I may have to need some counsel to make my final decisions. Everything seems so draining. I still like Kayla, but now I'm not sure what's next, as he explains to a production. I can't wait to get into the lounge and talk to everyone. Tommy notices that everyone is refreshed, but they look a little exhausted emotionally. Mike says things went great with Brandy. Sampson reports that he's still working on the connection with Shareese. Randall says Kayla and Jamala have strong personalities, and the date with Tranika was deep. They understand one another, and things get better over time. Swayze says the connection with Kayla is getting stronger, but they still have communication issues. Now they have to discuss who they're not feeling. Randall says Shareese and Brandy. Sampson says Kayla, and also Tranika, and Mike and Swayze agree with Tranika and Kayla. Now it's time to deliver some unfortunate news. One person will hear some critiques, as the other one will be eliminated, as they are not ready to love. Mike meets with Kayla, and Tranika meets with Randall. Kayla says to production that tonight I'm going to make sure I share my frustration, because this entire time I have been so nice to everyone. I mean, effing everyone. She lets him know that the trip was miserable. Mike seems to deflect accountability, saying that maybe Kayla wasn't that engaging and that she calls him out on the BS. She has always been open and shared how she felt throughout this entire process. Mike calms down the moment, telling her that the fellas have decided that she is still ready to love. She feels relief, but wonders if she can still get more honesty. She doesn't know what to believe now, but Mike is happy that she's still there as well. When Tranika meets up with Randall, she says to production, I have a bad feeling about this date. He wants to know how she feels about this weekend. They both agree that the date alone was great and that their bond got a little stronger. He wants things to continue. It's the first time Randall has been the most open, but he can't stand there getting more of a bond at the end, and he has to deliver the news from the fellas. The men have decided that she isn't ready to love, and Tranika is upset. She says that she's lost a lot of respect for a lot of people. Randall says to production, it's strange to see Tranika so upset. She didn't even want to touch me. Tranika says to production, I can't believe what just happened. He should have put up more of a fight for me. I hope he finds what he needs. And that is the end of the episode. And now it is time for your favorite part of the video. That's right, my reviews. So no tea, no shade, but Tranika, you had to go. You were Miss Congeniality when it came to dating, okay? You got along with some people. You always went to show face. And then when you had those moments of possibly being eliminated, we saw the real you, boo. You got so mad that first time. You was like, me eliminated? What? I've been real with everybody. Then this last time you got upset that you had to go. Are you surprised for real? Because I'm not. You really didn't have a connection with LJ. With anything, let's just be honest, he was the guy that was really up to your temperament. Somebody that you could chill with. Your pendulums have got to go, aka your breast. I'm tired of seeing them out. No, we can't control the size of our breasts, but girl, you could have had something holding them or lifted or something. They was just swanging things. Girl, take them to the house. I love you, but you in that half wig have to go. You could at least switched up the headbands or something. Let me stop because I don't like to talk negatively about people, but this is the truth. This whole season, you really haven't been up to par, looking too great. I'm tired of seeing your wristband. It's just, girl, it's just a mess. Also, with everybody else in this season, it's just poor. I'm just going to say the same thing that I said last time. Shareese is trying to make something out of nothing with Sampson, and Sampson knows it. They both are competitive because you can tell they're just trying to make it to the finish line to win something. They both know that they're not feeling each other like that. They both know that they're not one another's cup of tea, okay? Sampson seems to be a real chill with the earth zen person, but I said that I feel that he has that underlying issue of having a temper, okay? And he's trying to cover it up very well because he's on TV, okay? We can see elements of anger issues with Sampson. And if you've had a lot of body language classes and psychology classes, you can tell when somebody's full of BS, which is him, right? He has a facade of the gifts and getting to know one another, but he has yet to say, I'm narrowing it down and I want this person. He's picking the person that has shown interest in him. And with Shareese, she wanted to get chose, and so does Kayla. Kayla, let's sit down. Girl, what you want? Some coffee, some tea, some water, some juice? Let me know, girl. Sit down. We got to talk, okay? Kayla, you want to be chosen so bad. None of the guys there, are good for you in any type of way. The fact that you letting Mike just drag you along is embarrassing, okay? Now, look, everybody wants to be loved, okay? It's the color purple. Everybody want to be seen, okay? But the energy that you give off is just pick me. It's super duper embarrassing. With Brandy, when it comes to Mike, girl, you know that man don't want to have no kids. Just stop it. Mike should have been gone a long time ago. He hardly speaks, okay? He's there. I don't know why. The fact that LJ made it this far shocked me. This whole rest of the season, why Swayze is too afraid to tell Katie and how he really feels, okay? They just look like, honestly, smash and pass, okay? Nutty buddies. Let's just call a thing. They're really not giving me couple vibes, okay? I've said forever that everybody needs to sign NDAs because that gives away the suspense and the excitement of a reunion special. Why are we going into 9-10 episodes? You know they're going to have a reunion that's going to be chopped up into 2 pieces. Why? Because there's not that much to talk about. Only thing they can talk about in the reunion special is stuff that's happened behind the scenes. Stuff that we didn't get to see in production, once again, fumbled the ball on now allowing the audience to see stuff, okay? Another viewpoint of where they dropped the ball. You had the dating game, and we could tell that you guys rushed it because a lot of the questions we didn't even get to hear as an audience. It just swept over a majority of them. Okay, y'all having the dating game with everybody sitting on the couch. They got, little writing boards. Womp, womp, womp. Rushed. Y'all, just be realistic. There has to be a season when there's no connections. There has to be a season where people just didn't mesh. How you do that, if you can tell that people are not clicking, what they need to do more is keep prospective people on the back end to where they have another surprise person. That would mean you would need to extend the production length or the duration. Going in, you could say this production can last 4 to 11 weeks. I don't know. This duration of the show can last from 4 weeks to 3 months. If the end goal is to literally have someone to have a connection, then do that. If not, it needs to be scripted, because there are a lot of dating shows that are scripted and it's entertaining, okay? Pulling in millions of views. It's unfortunate that many people stay connected with this show because there aren't many other black dating shows, okay? And you need to take advantage of that and really make it spicy. I really can't go into any more details because I've basically been saying the same thing each episode, and the reunion special is going to be trash, but of course I have to cover it because that's the end of the season. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit that like button. Check out Hulu's original series, the Emmy award-winning series, Handmaid's Tale. If you haven't watched last season, make sure to binge watch that. Also, check out Atlanta. It's the final season, the FX original series. Check that out. Also, House of the Dragon, the HBO original series. It's the prequel to the original series of Game of Thrones. If you love that, make sure you check that out. Also, there's so much more. Stay tuned. We have a lot coming up, you guys. When one show ends, another one takes its place. So we're coming down to the last bit of it. Also, check out Bell Collective Season 2. I'm recapping the final reunion specials of that and so much more. So make sure that you take care of yourself, like this video, share, subscribe. And in the meantime, in between time, make sure to take care of yourself and each other. I'll see you for episode 3005. Lord have mercy. Bye.